All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome to our webinar, Exploring Lexis+. My name is Ellen Heine, and I'm an Assistant Marketing Manager at LexisNexis. Before we get started, I want to go over a few housekeeping items. First, this webinar is going to run for about 45 minutes. The first 30 to 35 minutes or so are going to be our presentation and then a demo of Lexis+, and the remaining time is going to cover Q&A. So if you have any questions that you'd like us to cover, please enter them in the comments box, the Q&A box in the bottom right-hand side of your screen. Also, if you are interested in trying out Lexis+, we are offering 7-day free trials, and you can learn more about those at our website, www.lexisnexis.com. And we are providing additional information about those towards the end of the webinar as well. So now I'd like to introduce our speaker, Stephanie Burns. Stephanie is a segment manager at LexisNexis, and today she's going to walk us through the product, some key features and benefits of Lexis+, and then also give us a demo of the product as well. Over to you, Stephanie.
Thanks, Ellen, and thank you everyone for joining me today. I'm really excited to talk to you about our new platform, Lexis+. I have just a couple slides that I want to go over, but I really want to spend the majority of our time in the demo because I think that's going to be the most helpful for you. And like Ellen said, at the end, we will have time for questions. If you have any questions on specific content, like for a state or a jurisdiction, we're going to have a rep reach out to you with more information so you can have kind of a tailored demo that way. So Lexis+ is our revolutionary new legal solution, and it provides the most compelling and comprehensive experience on the market. It offers seamless access to research, analytics, and practical guidance all in one place. And it really benefits users with greater research efficiency, surfacing of strategic insights, and the legal know-how for accomplishing tasks, all within a modern, streamlined user interface. So we've kind of boiled it down to these pillars, Lexis+: confidence, simplicity, and efficiency. So you're going to get the confidence to know that you're getting the most accurate results from our comprehensive collection of cases, statutes, secondary content, and also new cutting-edge analytical tools. With simplicity, we've streamlined our interface and made it really easy to use and intuitive. And then with efficiency, the new integration allows you to start and finish your research all in one place, so it will not disrupt your workflow. And this slide just has a couple of the features that I wanted to kind of pull out, but I'm going to cover them more in depth in the demo. And some of these are Lexis+ exclusives, and some have been enhanced from Lexis Advanced if you have been in that platform recently. So these features and tools we think will really help you craft better searches, obtain better results, and faster as well, and then assist with transactional research and brief writing, and overall just help you find exactly what you need more efficiently. So now that I've kind of just introduced the platform, like I said, I really want to spend the majority of the time going through it. So let me switch over to the platform and let's jump into the demo. All right, so now we should see Lexis+. And the first thing that you're going to notice when you go into the platform is kind of the striking appearance of the platform marked by this insight wave. So this streamlined, modern, clean look and feel is characteristic of our new interface and is complemented by the robust usability improvements that you'll see today. So I want to direct your attention over on the left-hand side to this experience dock. So this fully integrated research experience unique to Lexis+ is exemplified through this centralized access point. So you're now empowered to easily toggle between core tasks in a way that feel comfortable to you. You can toggle between legal research, practical guidance, and also brief analysis. And you'll notice with each different platform, the homepage is going to change to uniquely display each experience. So you'll notice a different question at the top of each homepage as you navigate between these core tasks. And I'm going to jump back and I'm going to start with legal research, but we'll touch on all three of these today. So first I want to just cover some basic navigation of the homepage if you haven't seen any of our Lexis products in a long time. So up at the top, you'll have your search bar where you can run a search across the entire platform, including practical guidance. You can use natural language or Boolean searching, and you'll also notice we have filtering options in this search bar. You can limit by particular content type or by jurisdiction. You can also post filter, and that's going to work the same way. So you can decide whether you like to pre-filter your searches or do that on the back end once you get your results. Scrolling down below the search bar, the other way to really get your research started is using this Explore Content section. You can browse by different type of content, by jurisdiction, practice area. So for example, if I click into labor and employment law for my practice area, you're going to see content specific to that. So I can just kind of limit my search from here and start only searching labor and employment cases. I can see relevant statutes and legislation, any arbitration materials, and then if you scroll down, you'll see secondary sources. So this is going to list out kind of the most popular treatises and practice guides we have that are specific to a state or a jurisdiction. And then I'm going to go back up to the search bar and start with running a search. So for this first search, I want to highlight a feature called Lexis+ Answers. And this is a natural language searching tool that will allow users to input virtually any question and retrieve a coherent, solid answer. And this is going to serve as a strong starting point for case law research. I'm going to start by typing in. I'm going to do what is the statute of limitations for fraudulent conversion, and I'm going to do in California. And then just hit the spyglass to run this search. And once this search populates, it's going to come up with a sample set of answers. So it's going to have the top 3, and then you can also expand to 10. And a typical answer set is going to include some of the text that caused the result to be surfaced, as well as where the answer came from. So in here, I can quickly see 3 years is going to be my statute of limitation, so I don't have to sift through all of the case to kind of find what I'm looking for. But if you click into the passage too, it's going to take you into the exact spot in the case where that passage is referenced if you need that. So you can get the full context behind the answer. And remember, with Lexis+ Answers, it's not trying to provide you the most relevant case, but rather just locate passages within a case that give you a black and white answer. So now I'm going to go back to my home page and show a couple other new search tools that are going to be specific to Lexis+. And I'm going to run another natural language search. I'm going to do this one here. So attorney labor contract negligence, and I'm going to run it across the entire platform. So when I run this search, we're going to be defaulted to cases as our overall content category, but you can access any of the other types of content on Lexis+ as well, so over here on the left-hand side. So if I wanted to see a statute go into a form, I can still access that from here. And again, the practical guidance is now integrated into this platform as well. So that's going to be noted in practice notes and articles and forms, clauses, and checklists. And then below that, I'm getting filtering options. You can always add in more terms. You can add in as many terms as you want to, and you can also apply as many of these filters as you want to as well. So we have by date, by specific law firm, judge, all of those are available. So with this search, the feature that I want to highlight is missing and must include. So when you run a natural language search, if any of your terms are not included in the result, you're going to see this feature. So then scrolling down, I'm not seeing anything at the bottom of the case, which means that all of the terms that I entered, all of these are going to be found within the case. So as I scroll down here and get to result number 13, you can see that negligence is missing from this case. So that word is not appearing within the result. If I want to include negligence in all of the content that comes up, I just click must include, and then negligence is going to appear in all of these cases. So now if I wanted to run a new search from this results page, up at the top, you'll notice run new search, and this is going to give you the full capability of your search bar. So you'll see all of the recent searches that you've run, and then you'll have access to your filtering options as well. But let's say you had applied some filters. So if I go in here, I'm just going to apply, we'll do all federal. And then I'm going to come in and limit by date as well. I'm going to pick more recent cases. And then if I come back here and edit my search, and I'm going to run attorney and labor, and this is going to be a Boolean search this time, and contract within sentence of negligence within sentence of carnival. Then I'm still having my filters apply to this, so I don't have to come back in and then change those out again. So you'll notice with the Boolean search, we're going to have a feature over here called the search tree. When I click into this, it's going to kind of break down the search that you just ran, so a visual representation of this search, how it was run, how each operator impacted the results, and so forth. So you can see each of these terms, attorney, labor, contract, and negligence, if they were run on their own, they would each generate over 10,000 case results. If I then added in the and connector, I'm still getting 10,000 results. Within sentence for contract and negligence, it's still over 10,000. It starts to limit it down when I add carnival within sentence of the same sentence as contract and negligence. And then when I add that back in with attorney and labor, then that's going to take me down to my 6 results. So if you had run this search, let's say, and you had a misspelling or you were getting 0 results, this is really going to show you where your search broke down so you can see what to change. Like it would be red where you're getting the 0 results. Or let's say you wanted to run just contract and negligence within the same sentence as carnival, I can just click into here and then that's going to run this portion of the search for me and kind of cut out attorney and labor. So going now back to my search results, another feature that I want to point out is called the search terms map. So you'll notice when you run a search that all of your terms are going to be highlighted in a different color. And then when you look through your results, you can see where your terms are located throughout the opinion and then where they're most concentrated as well. You can click into all of these different bars as well to read more passages from the case, just to hopefully get a good sense from this page if the case is going to be helpful before you click into it and spend time reading it. And this feature is now available in multiple content types, so over 35. So not just case law, but if you go into other sections, I can see this feature in statutes, forms, legal news, and many other ones as well. All right, back to my home page. I'm going to type in another search to GPS tracking and cell phone, and I'm going to highlight our Rabble view with this search. So once you get to your results page, if you click in the top right-hand corner, this is where you're going to see the Rabble view. And this is going to be helpful when conducting case law research, and it allows you to instantly kind of see the big picture. It allows you to identify the most influential cases faster and also uncover overlooked cases. You can see the citing relationships between cases and your search results, and also see Shepard's treatment integrated visually into this map of cases. So you'll see that it's going to be organized by court highest to lowest and then by date, and each of these bubbles represents a different case from your results list. This is going to generate the top 75 search results. So within each court section, so if I'm looking within the Supreme Court, the circle that appears closest to the top, this is going to be the most relevant for the terms that I've entered. The larger that the bubble is, the more that it's been cited to by the other cases on this graph. And then you can see citing relationships, so where this case has cited to other opinions or is being cited by other cases on this graph. And then the colors are going to note the Shepard's treatment, which is our citator. So you can see if a case is caution, if it's been overturned, or if it's been treated positive. And if you click into any of these as well, you can click directly into the full opinion to read that. If you are not interested in the different levels of court, you can also change the sort by to just relevance, and then this is going to bring up at the top the most relevant cases. So just because something is being cited to, fairly often on this, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be the most relevant, so that kind of highlights this for you. And we found that attorneys really love this time-saving tool, again, because it allows you to quickly identify the most influential cases, and it's really a good starting point for where to begin your research and ensures you don't overlook anything. So going back to my results page, just a couple of our other standard features that we have. Alerts is going to be one, so you'll always see the bell icon up at the top of your results page. And this is going to allow you to monitor a legal issue or topic, and you can create your delivery preferences in here, so you can have it emailed to you or just to appear online. You can also share this with other people in the firm. We have folders. Those are going to be up here in these three dots over on the right-hand side. So folders just allow you to easily save your work directly onto Lexis+. And we've kind of revamped this to have a cleaner look and feel, and then added some tabs at the top for easier organization. And some of the other main updates that we've made with Lexis+. So the version of the document that you have in a folder is always going to be the most up-to-date version. There's no longer a need to manually update that. If you have notes or annotations or highlighted text within a document, and then you save it into a folder, the version of the document that you will see when running a later search will be the same as the version that you saved in your folders with the notes and annotations and highlights. And then you can also add a note specifically to the folder, so not just to the individual document that you saved in the folder. And then last up at the top, you'll see history. So this is going to save everything that you've done for the past 90 days. If you forgot to save something into a folder, you can rerun searches, documents, and Shepherd's reports from here. Going back to the home page, so one of the features that we've really been most looking forward to sharing with you all is our code compare tool. So I'm going to type in a code now. So within a statute, either federal or state, and we're adding administrative codes later this year as well, you're going to see a button in the top right-hand corner that says Compare Versions, and this is going to allow you to compare any two versions of a statute. It could be a version from 20 years ago or a version that has yet to take effect. You have a lot of different options. And it's a lot more expansive than some similar features on other platforms, which only allow you to compare versions it knows had changes made because of the legislative history. So in turn, that kind of requires you to know what those versions are. But more often, we found that a researcher is asked to compare a current statute to the version that was in place in a particular year when a particular event happened. So rather than having to do that legislative history research, with Code Compare, you can simply locate the version you need in the archive. So let me click into Compare Versions. And I'm going to compare the current version to the version from 1999. Then you can see up at the top there have been 7 additions and 2 deletions from the version in 1999 to the current one. Over on the left-hand side, you can see a heat map of where those changes are. And then as you scroll to, you can see what's been added and what's been deleted. All right, so kind of the last feature that I want to highlight on legal research is going to be our Shepherd's feature and some other features within a case. So let me jump into a case now. So in all of the documents on Lexis, up at the top, you'll see document delivery. So you can always print, download, or email. You'll also see the folder icon in here that will allow you to save anything directly onto Lexis+. And as I scroll down on the case specifically, you'll notice we have a case summary, and then we also have our head notes section. So these are going to be pulled out from the text of the opinion, and these are kind of the big takeaways from the case, the big points of law. And a lot of times we notice that people really want to cite directly to these head notes, and that's why they haven't been paraphrased. So this is taken directly from the opinion. You can cite directly to it. So like I said, they're all listed out here, but when you scroll down and just read through the opinion, you can see where the head notes are noted throughout the opinion as well. And then you are able to take notes or highlight. So just move your cursor over the text, and then you'll get this pop-up where you can annotate or highlight and have those saved into a folder. Now, over on the right-hand side, you'll see our Shepherd's preview box. So Shepherd's is our citator. It's showing you all of the cases or content that cite to the case that you're looking at, and also it lets you know whether the case you're citing to is good law or not. So if I click Shepherdize this document, this is going to take me into the full Shepherd's report, and I'm going to automatically go into citing decisions. So these include federal and state court cases and agencies that cite to the citation that you Shepherdize. You'll also note we have appellate history in here over on the left-hand side. That is going to include prior and subsequent appellate history cases related to the case that you Shepherdize. You'll notice other citing sources, which are going to be non-case citing references, so like statutes, regulations, law reviews, restatements, sources like that, and then also table of authorities. So that's going to include a list of cases cited by the case that you Shepherdized. And then you'll have filtering options, so you can always just limit it if you have a lot of cases that are citing it to cases from a particular jurisdiction, or if you only want to see kind of more recent cases, you can limit that as well. And then new to Lexis+, we have back in our Shepherd's preview box this at-risk feature. So this is going to tell you when you have an intervening event that could impact the precedential value of the case. So when a case has not been overruled yet, but rather is at risk of being overruled. So when you click at risk, it's going to identify the passages that cause concern. So you can see in this case, there are 2 passages that have been undermined because they rely on an overruled prior decision. It's going to highlight that text, so which portion is at risk, and there's 2 in here, so then I can jump to the next one as well. And then you can see why it's at risk. So it currently cites to this Cohen case, which was then later overruled by the Spragan case. So that's why we're saying that this is at risk of being overruled. That has not yet been. So now going back to a home page, we've taken kind of a quick walkthrough of the legal research platform, and now I want to cover practical guidance and brief analysis. So I'm going to start with practical guidance over here on the left-hand side. And you'll notice that the insight wave has changed color, and the question above the search box has also adapted. So our focus is now no longer on cases and codes, but instead on practice notes, expert forms, and checklists. And this content covers 21 practice areas and 17 industries. So the home screen is going to be simple to navigate with a similar experience to the research page. And we've done this so there's virtually no learning curve between experiences on Lexis+. So you can still use natural language or terms and connectors when running your search, or you can dive into one of the practice areas down below. We also have tools and resources in here that will provide quick access to tools like smart forms, training videos, market trends, and resource kits. So going back into practice area, I'm just going to highlight this with a brief walkthrough of our labor and employment. So the first thing that I'll point out is going to be your search bar up at the top. Like I said, you can use natural language or Boolean search just as you would on the regular Lexis+ experience. And then below that, you'll see over here on the left-hand side, your tasks panel. So these are going to be common tasks that we found that practitioners need to perform, and then you can also expand these out, or you can expand all of them at the same time. And I'm going to go through wage and hour and do independent contractor. So you can see all of the different types of material that are provided in the practical guidance area, so practice notes, forms, clauses, and checklists. And then you'll also notice in this main section, these are going to be core documents. So this is going to identify documents widely used and considered essential by practitioners. I'm going to click into practice notes. And practice notes are going to provide you a deep dive into a topic or subtopic, and they are written and contributed by practicing attorneys throughout the country to help practitioners become familiar with an issue quickly. So this is going to be especially helpful for associates that are just starting in that practice area. And I'm going to click on this independent contractor agreement practice note. So over on the right-hand side, you'll note that the author is always going to be labeled here, and then you'll also see a date stamp for the currency. So you can make sure that this document is up to date. And then this is just an example of kind of what one of these practice notes looks like. Going back to our site list, I'm going to go into Forms. So despite this new content page, the layout is going to remain consistent. So you can see that we label form documents based on short or long, as well as pro-recipient or pro-provider, which makes it easy to identify the right choice based on who you represent. I'll click into this form here. So forms can include drafting notes from the author, essentially allowing you to peek behind the curtain for insights on why certain decisions were made. So in here, I can expand all of these. And then you can also expand all clauses too, so alternative clauses that you can use throughout these forms. And like I mentioned before, this same content can now be located inside the legal research practice section from the homepage. So it's kind of an integrated experience. You can run a search for independent contractors, and it's going to surface those same documents along with all of the other types of contents like cases and statutes. Go back. And one of the benefits really of searching within the practical guidance pages versus just kind of running this search overall in the main platform. And let me go back into the main labor and employment homepage. But like I said, one of the benefits is going to be some of these other tools that we have available in here. So one is going to be the state law comparison tool. This is going to allow you to efficiently compare laws across multiple jurisdictions and produce results in either a PDF, Word, or Excel option. We also have transaction search powered by IntelliGize, and this is a comprehensive database providing access to precedent agreements, clauses, deal-related SEC filings, and it kind of just helps users stay abreast of industry standards and trends. And then we've also added different resource kits in here. So resource kits are going to kind of compile all this information in one place so you can see practice notes, checklists, articles, and forms. So I'll click on this COVID-19 so you can see kind of what these look like. So if there's a specific practice area that you want to go into specific to COVID, you can click just directly in there. So if I go into antitrust, I can see the different documents we have that are related to both COVID and antitrust. And then you can see just a couple notes kind of going what the document says and then what type of document it is. So if it's a practice note, these are articles. You can see different checklists. There'd be forms in here as well. All right, so the last feature that I want to highlight today is going to be brief analysis. So this new tool utilizes artificial intelligence and language analysis to ensure you don't miss anything in your brief. So let me click over here on the left, and I'm going to upload my documents. I'm just going to browse in here. And then upload this brief. So while we wait for this to be completed, I want to mention that we do not preserve your document anywhere in the system, and we will not alter the original in any way. So this will not save into our system at all. And you can upload a Word document. You can upload in non-OCR PDFs as well. So now that we're looking at the dashboard, this layout is going to allow you to quickly review the legal concepts that we've identified in your or your opposing counsel's work product as well. So all of these are going to be the main legal concepts that we've extracted from the brief. So in addition, the dashboard is also going to highlight case recommendations, similar briefs, and citations from within your document, including Shepard's treatments. So you can review each of these just in these pods or up at the top in the tabs. Go into case recommendations first. So case recommendations is really the heart of the tool, and you'll see we've identified key passages throughout your document in blue. And then as you scroll down, you can see the different recommendations we have as well over here on the right-hand side. So these recommendations point out the actual portion of the case that caused us to recommend it. And it's important to mention that the case recommendations are for the topic itself and do not necessarily support your argument, but instead provide you with relevant information to make the best decisions. Moving over to similar briefs, you can see this is going to pull in briefs on Lexis+, and you can see why they've been pulled in, so what legal concepts have been matched. And then over on the left-hand side, you can filter this out. So if there's a particular type of legal concept that you want to see a similar brief for, you can limit that out, or if there are different jurisdictions or specific dates, you can apply any of these filters. And then last, we have cited in your document. And this tab is going to list all of the sources that you cited in order of most negative Shepard's history to least negative. And then it's also going to provide you with links to the documents themselves or their Shepard's report. So if the document is yours, this is a really quick way to ensure treatment hasn't changed since you began drafting your argument. Or if this is opposing counsel's document, it can help you quickly recognize if they are relying on any bad law. So depending on your needs, our brief analysis tool is going to provide you with an intelligent polishing of your work or a microscopic view of your opponent. It's a quick way to find relevant case recommendations, similar briefs, and check the validity of the authority that you've cited. So in closing, Lexis+, we've really designed it to have a dramatic new display that sets a precedent in simplicity, an integrated workflow across research, analytics, and practical guidance, and we've designed it to produce actionable and actual results. So I hope you have enjoyed this presentation today. If you would like a more in-depth training, please let us know. We are happy to have a rep reach out to you and provide, again, more state-specific or jurisdiction information. So we hope that you're really as excited as we are about this new platform. And if anyone has any questions, please let us know right now.
Thanks, Stephanie. We do have a few questions that are trickling in. Just a reminder, if you've got a question you'd like to ask, feel free to type that into the chat box. It's located on the right-hand lower side of your screen. So I'm going to peek through these really quick. Our first question is, I used Lexis in law school. How does this compare?
Great question. So Lexis and Lexis+, you're going to have the same overall content. So it's still pulling the same cases, statutes, secondary sources, all that basic information. We've really changed with Lexis+ the means of delivering that information to you. So we've added new tools, some of the searching ones like missing and must include, search tree. We've upgraded some of our folders and alerts. And then we've also integrated practical guidance into our main platform and added the brief analysis tool, just to name a couple of the different enhancements.
Okay, and this is one. Let me know if you need help with this one, Stephanie. Is there a separate presentation on the regular Lexis? I'd like to see which version is more suitable for me.
Sure. So I think we can have one of the reps reach out to you and give a demo of the Lexis platform as well. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. Also, how easy is it to download a brief with the brief analysis tool?
So if you want to download like one of the similar briefs from the tool, let me go back into brief analysis, might be easier. You're basically just going to download them as you would just any type of content on Lexis if you're familiar with that. But basically you'll just get, let me go in here, a window that will come up that will allow you to download it or print it, email it, save it into a folder. So if I go into similar briefs here, just up at the top, you can select whichever one you want to download and then click it from here, or like I said, save it into a folder, print or email it as well.
Okay, let's see, here's another one. What are the features that are getting the strongest reaction from customers?
Great question. So I think our most popular feature that I found is this brief analysis tool. There really isn't anything like it on the market. Some of the other features that have been popular are the code compare, and then the Shepherd's at risk, I think, is the other big one that we found has been really popular.
Okay, and then how are new customers adapting to the new platform?
We found pretty well. So users that are coming over from just the Lexis platform to Lexis+, it should be a pretty seamless experience because overall the main usability, the interface is going to be the same. So your searching is going to work the same way. You still have your search bar, your explore content. If you're in a document, you can still, print the same, save into a folder, highlight. So all of those concepts kind of remain similar. We just added some upgrades to it. So now with searching, if you got 0 results, you can now see in the search tree why you got 0 results. So just kind of upgrading some of those features and adding in more analytics in here, but overall, just the user interface is going to be very similar, which was really important because if any of you had ever used Lexis.com, when we went from Lexis.com to Lexis Advanced, the platforms were very different and there was a learning curve, whereas here there virtually isn't one. And that was something that was important to us with creating this new platform.
All right, we have got one more as of right now. So if anybody has any last minute questions, again, feel free to add them into the chat. And then the last one that I've got right now is, are you offering trials of Lexis+?
We are offering trials. So we have 7-day free trials right now. And when we end the webinar, you will be redirected to a page where you can learn more about the product and you can sign up for a free trial there.
I think that's pretty much, looks like we've got all of them. So okay. I just want to say, thank you, Stephanie, for walking us through Lexis+ and all the features and benefits. If anybody has any additional questions that we weren't able to touch on, we'll be sending an email out with the recording of the webinar so you can kind of listen through that again. And we'll also have some additional information on how you can get your free trial if you'd like to walk through that. We are offering 7-day free trials of the product. So again, thank you, everybody, and look out for that recording.
Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.